Hey everybody, on this episode of the Legends of Tomorrow After Show, we are back. It's time to cover Season 3, Episode 10, Daddy Darhkest. Sure, Dave and I could talk, but we're really just going to turn this hour over to Lacretia. Let's do it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, and Lacretia.
I'm not offended.
Yeah.
But not Lex.
But not Lex.
Not Lex.
Not Lex.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Legends of Tomorrow After Show. Have you missed us? I know for a fact that we have all missed you. We are back recapping the tail end of Season 3, airing Monday nights now on the CW, but we'll be recapping it here every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock for the remainder of the season. I'm one of your hosts, Frank Moran. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie.
Oh, and I'm Dave Child. Woo. You can find me at mrdavechild or davechild.com. It's good to be back.
And I'm Lacretia Lyon, guys. You can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet, since there is only one.
And, of course, a fourth member of our esteemed panel, Lex Michael. He is on assignment out there, just surfing through time.
Yeah, just looking at time, looking at ins and outs of time, just looking around time.
Those in and outs.
They'll give us a report next week about time and how time is looking these days, and it's going to be fascinating.
I can't wait. But in the meantime, folks, you know what you can do? You can like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel while you're there. You want to give it a thumbs up. And, of course, Lacretia has her computer up and running, which means the chat is up and running, so feel free to hop in. I know you're already in there ready because we're starting a little late. Our apologies. It's just some life technical difficulties kept us from getting a time to start.
If you want to watch Legends of Tomorrow on your phone, do it. It's fine. Maybe don't do it in your car while your car's running for 40 minutes. Not running, but the battery was on. And guess what? It drained the battery, so that I had to wait to get a new battery. That's why we're late, everyone. I was watching it in my car, and I couldn't get here in time. I'm the goof of the show.
And Lacretia is our gallant.
Thank you.
Yes. So, of course, we'll just jump right into it.
Yes.
We are back after a little bit of a hiatus there. And
it's been a bit.
But, yeah, guys, who cares? We're talking about, we don't need to reset the status quo. All we care about right now is that John Constantine is on the show. Lacretia Lyon, I'm just turning it over to you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And this was classic Constantine, this whole episode. As I was live tweeting last night. Thank you guys for being a part of that and asking me to do it. It was really fun. Because, yeah, he starts out, of course, exercising demons and exercising sarcasm. And this is the character that we want to see. And I really appreciate Kimberly Melville for your open letter to Marc Guggenheim and co. And, guys, if you follow me on Twitter, you can also retweet that as well, because we want him on his own show, because as Lex Michael told me, Constantine takes so much of the focus, and with the Legends characters, this really did work out great, and it was nice to see, but we want more.
Yeah. So, as somebody who loves the character, loved the series when it was on, and actually now it's on the CWC for free if you don't have a chance to watch it, but you've been intrigued by his appearance on this episode or when he's been on Arrow as well. But now to get to see him again on the Legends, is it just like seeing an old friend yet again?
Yeah, it's similar to when, of course, Leo came on and we got to see Captain Cold again, or this, more like a Citizen Cold as this character was. It's good to see these characters that we know and love, especially one like John Constantine, who just wasn't really given much of a fair shake with that 13-episode NBC run. And two, as I say, it was, like an old friend. Nothing had changed. This is the character that we know and love, and, he fit right in, especially with Sarah. And I was kind of glad that they consummated that, because their moments as sort of friends as well in the episode, because he is the one who, restored her soul. So they have this history, and then they have a lot in common. And I know that the LGBTQ community was very displayed nicely throughout this whole episode, and I really like that. And that was also Lex's sentiments as well. I'm trying to get all your comments, dude, since you couldn't be here.
It was nice to have a hella bye episode.
Yeah.
It's like, it was one of the things that I think I was getting a little critical of Legends in previous seasons. Is it was nice to see that Sarah's the one sleeping her way through time, but it seemed to always be with these women, and it was like, which is great, but that's only one aspect of her. And in this episode, we kind of see her really, kind of starting to fall in love with a woman and then hooking up with, like, the cool dude. And I kind of liked how we got to see both of that.
Yeah, because I really like the real relationship that she's developing with Ava, but that's not to say that, her and John have this bond as he restored her soul, and they have so much in common. That was good to see, because her and Ava just aren't there yet. And this was a good little transition into, I will say, do you guys just read my filthy mind, Legends writers? Because whenever he, sees Leo, and then Leo's like, I'm spoken for, I'm like, oh, crap, we couldn't get that, too?
I just want it all.
Well, the whole reason we have Constantine back is that there's a problem at an asylum where he's brought in to exorcise somebody and finds out that this young girl is possessed by Malice, who not only has control of this girl, but says that, oh, yeah, I know another friend of yours, and that's good old Sarah Lance.
Yeah, way to name drop.
Yes.
Malice. But that seemed a little suspicious when it was like, I'm just gonna do, you better not have them show up now.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was going to be a trap. It's so strange because all these episodes, they're linked to them somehow. They're linked to these people, and it feels like they're always kind of traps for the Legends. But I'm not sure what happens after in each of them to kind of keep that's for the benefit of Malice. Like, I'm curious about that.
I feel like the only one that came out of this is that he got his hooks a little bit in deeper with Sarah.
Yeah.
That he has more of a direct line into taking over Sarah's body. But
right.
At least the Legend, Constantine knew that, hey, this is a chance that it's not a matter of if, but when Malice comes and try to take her body.
But I did like that Zari pointed out Sarah's the strongest person I know, and Sarah even goes to John.
See, it wasn't just us seducing each other.
Yeah,
it wasn't. I did like that. Well, you said I was the strongest. I was seducing you. I was seducing you. We were seducing each other.
So we have them. Of course, Constantine was Sarah's name mentioned, goes to the Wave Rider, finds her, because of course, Constantine knows where these time traveling ships are.
Well, he said something about, like, he had a magic thing that did a magic thing.
Of course. That explains
That's all
everything
you need
away.
to do. That's all you need to do in these shows is to explain, I got a mumbo jumbo that does a mumbo jumbo, and that's how I got to this mumbo jumbo. And that's enough.
That's all we need.
That's the reason.
I did like his coin trick. I thought that was really nice.
Cool.
That was nicely executed in there. Is that something that he did in the original run of the show? Did they ever use that trick?
Oh yeah, okay. And that's the thing is the emblem that he uses with Nora Dark there was also in the pilot episode. The same emblem for the spell there.
Right, it's the same one that he used to try and expel that initial demon. He's kind of still has issues with his origin demon.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So does this show that Malice is stronger than that origin demon?
Yeah, the origin demon that took Astra, and that is the thing is Malice is being portrayed as stronger than anything we've seen. So that's interesting.
Because it is interesting to see Constantine up to, a couple times that he tries to exercise him, realizing that, man, my usual bag of tricks is not working right now, and you can see him just a little crack in the tough guy kind of facade that he has there.
Yeah.
He's like,
in this episode, I remember Constantine kind of always trying to downplay his spell casting. What is that term that he always said? He was like, I'm a minor, I dabble in spells or something.
Yeah, he's like, he calls himself Master of the Dark Arts on his business card always, but yeah, he's just like, I'm just a little bit of a dabbler in the...
Yeah, and in this one, he was just like, I am a warlock. Boom, I'm not humble at all.
Nope.
Embrace it.
Why not?
It's kind of nice.
You're doing some cool stuff.
Also, I kept wondering, is there a thing where I actually didn't think he was going to be able to smoke because I thought there was maybe
that was a great payoff.
That was so awesome. I was like, and then too, because I was playing the drinking game by myself, I was like, I'm as lit as Constantine right now, guys. Like, this is awesome. Because he finally got to light up a cigarette on television.
Because he was on NBC last time, right?
And they wouldn't allow him to smoke. Like, you would only ever see it in his hand, but never able to actually take a puff. Because they have weird rules about that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense, especially if it's kind of a family show. They don't want to seem smoking to be the cool thing for kids to do. But it actually ends the episode with him smoking, blowing smoke in Ray's face, and Ray just being like, that guy's cool. It really does seem like it's, okay, kids, everyone smoke.
There you go. Everybody's racing to their local convenience stores. I need a pack of cigarettes.
Tomorrow there's going to be every school, trench coats and, and cigarettes and bleached blonde hair.
That's right. I need to dye my hair, Mom. You don't understand.
Oh, crap, that was me.
Yeah. It's basically us.
Yeah.
So, of course, when they explained to the team what's going on, they come up with their great plan. They need some help. So they, of course, split up. So we've got Leo, we've got Sarah, and we've got Constantine in the institution trying to figure out what the heck's happened, while Ray and Nora are basically looking around, or Nina are looking around for other stuff as well. And, of course, they get sent back in time, 1969.
Yeah. I mean, that was another interesting move, because it kind of made me feel like, and I don't think these are mistakes. I think Mouse is almost doing these moves that he knows will get them out of the way, but knows that they're totally safe. Like, he knows that they'll find their way back from 1969 eventually. So I think it's kind of playing into a bigger game I hope, of some sort, because if they're time travelers, putting them in a different time, that's not really going to take them off the board, really. Yeah. So it feels like it's a moment that's just like, I'm doing this so you'll stay alive, you'll stay safe, and I can use you again later.
Here's my little beef, because, of course, we're back, so I got to get a beef. I'm going to get a beef.
I've been hungry.
All right, get ready to see if you can eat this beef, Dave.
Okay.
So they come up with a great plan, which, of course, like, how do we get in touch since we don't have any technology to be able to communicate with everybody in 2017, or 2018 now? Hey, why don't we just leave a note? Great idea. We'll leave a note. They'll find it. We're a place where we know that they're going to be at that time, and they can find out exactly where we are here in the past. So they get Leo to go write that note. He gets injected and kind of taken out of the picture, possibly lobotomized. But once they free him, they never go back and say, hey, we can leave that note. Because it doesn't matter, like, what's happened. As long as they get back to that note and put it back in, it would still work. But they leave that whole note
I don't
behind.
think it would work. I actually think it's a bit more of a stretch to assume that leaving a note on the back of a picture for 50 years is not going to, is going to reach them. It feels like if they did it, we would be like, all right, well, it's a stretch, but we'll believe it. To actually be like, wait, we could just harness the power of the spell and actually just jump in time and not have to rely on a message that hopefully our friends will get.
True, but you're putting Sarah at such risk. I mean, just even the opportunity of Mouse getting her hooks in her, even if she says, I'm strong enough to resist, why put her in that much jeopardy? Why not try at least, maybe not the note, but some other fashion? They just give up immediately on that whole train of thought.
Because I don't know, it's more of a, they know it's immediate, and they don't want to be stuck in time again. They don't want to have a moment where they're spending 6 months in one time period because they don't have their time machine anymore.
Yeah, I don't think Ray ever recovered from being in the prehistoric times.
Yeah.
We were in 1969.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, but it's like it's just, it feels very, if you put a message and you hope and you wait, but it can never come, or you could do one thing that will probably work right now, but it's super dangerous.
But wouldn't it be also instantaneous? Because I keep thinking of that Quantum Leap episode where Sam is trapped, and the way that he gets back and gets him to open up the ready room door is that he drops a letter in the post office, in the mailbox, and as soon as he drops it in, boom, the door automatically opens because it's instantaneous.
I mean, yeah, but who knows? This is also the series that ended the first season with them splitting up and going to 3 separate time periods so they could fight the guy at the same time. And it still makes no sense.
Yep. All right.
So, it's, I don't know. I kind of liked it because I feel like that's the obvious time travel move. And instead they went a different direction. So it was kind of a nice little bait and switch. One thing that I was happy to see was that nurse, or the doctor character, who almost lobotomizes Leo, is just evil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I kept thinking, like, this is like, they really hate psychiatrists.
Yeah.
They really hate, like...
Scientologists?
Who's funding this show? I had a moment where that was happening. It was like, okay, no, she's an evil witch. So that's why they're able to do this. Because sometimes hospitals do help people.
Yeah.
They do. There's people that need that help. They don't
No.
immediately go, "What? You're crazy. Lobotomy." I mean, that's a bit of a stretch and the scariest part of it, but it also helps people.
Yeah, Renji90998 and ZSB Lou have said she's got some Granny Goodness vibes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I did love, while Leo was possibly getting lobotomized, was when Constantine and Sarah were hooking up. And, I love how he points that out. Probably not the best thing to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Leo, we talked a little bit before the show started. Dave, I'd like to hear what you thought about it. Cool to have Leo to have any kind of iteration of Captain Cold back in the show. We always loved that character and his interactions with the rest of the cast. So they keep him after the Crisis on Earth X. They bring him over because he wants to just kind of, see a little bit more of our world and see what he can do over here.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was underutilized, and then he leaves at the end of this episode. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I kind of just liked him being there. I could have used him for a couple more episodes. I could use a whole season of him, but to stick around. But I do like how he leaves because he's an integral part of all these kind of romantic storylines, or especially with Sarah, where he's sensing that she's really falling for the agent. I forget her
Ava.
name. Ava. For Ava, and he's kind of seeing that and talking to her about it, and they don't say this right out, but I get the feeling he just misses Ray, and that's why he's leaving. And
Yeah.
he just realizes after, especially seeing the flirtation that's happening between Sarah and Ava, that it's just kind of like, okay, I miss Ray. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna marry him. That kind of felt right to me because it didn't feel. I felt like he had good moments. He had moments where I think we needed him in this episode, especially since we now don't have both parts of Firestorm. So it's a big gap in the whole team that we're not really used to. And Leo was a nice little segue. Next week, we'll see. Next week is where I feel like we're going to miss him. This, I kind of just liked him. I didn't mind it not being a Leo Snart episode. I kind of like him just being in the mix and flirting with Constantine. And,
Yeah, that was awesome.
yeah, and it was just nice to have him there.
Yeah, and Billie Jean Girl and several other people here in the chat have mentioned his comment, "I'm gay, I'm not blind." I love that. Well, and two, I like the ship name people have come up, Ava Lance, and that's becoming a real relationship. And like you say, I do feel like that was a lot of why he decided to go for his Ray. And I love how Mick was like, "Ray, marry Ray. No, my Ray, not your Ray."
Yeah, because we have too many characters named Ray.
Yeah. But yeah, and Lex also had stated that that was one of his favorite moments of the episode was the subtle ending for Mick and Leo there. Because that's sort of why he came back, because he missed his friend, and this was another Earth version of Mick. And yeah, that was just really sweet. And it just is telling for the history that not only these characters have, but these actors as well. I mean, because they were on Prison Break for years together, too.
And they'll be back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prison Break's coming back. It just, I mean, I guess if you look at it, anytime Legends has brought somebody in as, especially a guest star, whether it be Jonah Hex, twice that they've done it, they've never really taken over or been a huge part of any episode. They've just been part of the mix, for better or for worse. But I also feel like, man, Wentworth Miller is so great. If you're going to bring him back, personally, I would have loved to have seen more. But, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Take what you can get.
Yeah, sweeping declaration, out of all the ones I've ever met, Wentworth is the most charming of any actor of any time, guys. So, yeah.
And you've met a lot of actors.
Yeah. I met Superman this weekend,
Yeah.
Tom Welling. I'm like, guys, but Wentworth, he just has it.
All right, quick
Yeah.
tangent here. I know our time is short here, but real quick, with Tom Welling, did you bring up Smallville at all, or you only focus on Lucifer?
Only in Lucifer, because, I introduced him, from Smallville, of course, because you got to, but...
And then you watched him wince?
Yeah, I know, because I'm like, yeah, I know, he doesn't like to talk about it, and I'm only in season 4, and I'm having trouble getting through it as well.
Really? Well, maybe he'll have that Sarah Michelle Gellar moment. Where we'll talk
yeah.
about it again.
Yeah.
So I was like, nope, I'll just talk about Lucifer.
So we do find out that the woman or the young girl that is in the institute that Constantine is trying to exorcise happens to be Nora Dark, Damien Dark's daughter.
Yeah.
Had her name changed after he was killed by Green Arrow,
Yeah.
and now is in this institution.
I like that. I thought that was a nice little. Okay, what are we gonna do with little Hitler here? It kind of had that feeling to it, where it's like, oh, this is someone who's gonna turn into a villain for us, but Now they're pretty innocent, so they never bring up the idea of just killing her. And I'm glad, because then they wouldn't be who they are. But still, they have these moments of like, okay, maybe we can help her, maybe we can break this, maybe we can get Mollis out of her, so it wouldn't be a problem later on.
And I think it made sense for that to be Zari and Ray, because Ray is, as I've always said, the little den mother, and he's probably the most compassionate person. And it was cute, him playing games with her, like Oklahoma, and yeah, like, I liked that he was the one to try and help her. And two, like, having her be a part of this episode, being as she's tied in with Constantine and Sarah in that resurrection there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also, Zari continues to be one of my favorite characters on the show, where they're able to have her be really grounded and realistic, and she has great kind of moments with Ray was really great, because Ray was trying to be kind of passive-aggressive. You fix my anti-magic gun, or let's finish with the coding, and she's just like, hold on, don't worry. And then that whole line that she has where, well, all she needs is sunshine and something boring, and that's what you are, Ray.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's your whole bag or something. And then he's like, no, that is my bag. Which was great.
He's so cute.
It was good banter. It was good.
I mean, it is nice because we do find out that Nora, at least, initially, as a young child, not that enthused to be having Malice involved with her.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't like what I'm doing to these people. But we do get the turn at the end where Damien Dark does show up and say, hey, I'm alive.
Come to daddy. So don't ever refer to yourself as daddy. No one should ever refer to themselves as daddy. That should be a law. That is, or you're instantly a bad guy.
You didn't enjoy when Barney would walk in on How I Met Your Mother and go, Daddy's home. You didn't enjoy that?
It's always creepy. It's never not creepy to call yourself daddy. A little kid could call you daddy, and then that's cute. But that's the only way daddy is not creepy.
Yeah, because that scene in Logan, I still cried just thinking about that. And even at the end of this, I was like,
I mean, because given like how Damien Dark was on Arrow, where he just wanted to destroy the world.
Yeah.
That I guess having his daughter and at least convincing her to the point of view, like, hey, Mouse isn't a bad thing. Just remember how great it felt when you had all that power when he was inside you.
Yeah.
A really creepy perspective, but it's also kind of selfish because he says, like, in the future, you're going to bring me back to life. So I really need you to get on board with this guy inside you.
Right. And it's easy to be like, if you're faced with your dead father or these new people you just met, you're going to go with your dead father. Like,
it's human.
Yeah. It was a nice, I also really liked the moment when I like how they're just at the same jitters that's from Flash, but they make a point to being like, wow, this franchise that we're at, so that's why we could use this set here.
The exact same layout.
It's a different city, but it's still the same set.
Yeah, I was like, that's jitters.
Yeah, it's just jitters. They even say jitters on the cups.
Mics,
It's a franchise.
Yeah.
But I do like how they have this moment where they're starting to warm up, and then she looks up and sees the news footage of her dad dying in front of her, and she goes back into her dark place, and then Malice comes out.
And that's it.
Dark place. Wink.
Dark place. You can't say, oh yeah, at one point she's like, we're going dark. I'm like, you can't say dark around. It's like how you can't say, like, I got something that trumps that anymore. You can't say that. You can't say dark.
No.
Thanks,
guys.
All these people are taking away these words.
Dang it.
Joshua D, as well as some other people in chat, are speculating, do you think they're going to put Zari and Ray together? I mean, I feel like they're testing it, but Ray has a really bad track record with relationships. Let's let him be single for a while.
I don't see it. Also, I like how Luna Malfoy says, no one should go to Jitters anymore. What's the point? You're going to get attacked.
Yeah.
But we don't see all the moments that you don't get attacked in Jitters.
Yeah.
There's plenty of moments that happen off screen. I'm sure there's a Jitters live stream on CWC. No, there isn't.
Two other bits and pieces that we do find out is one is, of course, that the totems. We need there's 6 totems out there, and they seem to play a part in defeating Malice. Because we have Zari touching Malice while he's possessing Nora. That causes a reaction, the biggest reaction that we've seen so far this season.
Yeah, so it's part of the 6, and then she started to list the elements that they're probably, because she knows of there's obviously the
air, earth, wind, fire.
What is the Vixen one? Is that earth? That's not earth.
No, I think, is that
like animal?
Yeah.
It's like animal, water, air, and then she also just casually said, also earth, fire, and
Heart? I don't know.
earth
that's
and
Captain
fire.
Planet.
Yeah, she said earth and fire, but there could be others. There's just she doesn't know what the other ones are.
Yeah, there could be even
Yeah.
more, possibly.
Yeah, so one of them is going to be
Spirit. Miles
element.
Malloy in the chat said spirit. But
Oh,
yeah.
she has spirit.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Heart.
I have spirit.
that's close.
So
Yes,
do
we
you.
do.
Woo, I have spirit. How about you?
Guys, can y'all make that a gif of Frank doing
you
cheer?
go.
That was awesome.
And we also found out Amaya and Kawasa. So Kawasa is mad and spills the beans to Amaya that, hey, guess what? When you were my grandmother, you got killed by these people that came to our village.
Just some beans.
Yeah, just some beans.
Just some beans that she spilled.
Whoops, look at me. And it kind of resents her for not really being active and trying to
Right.
change their fortunes. And now that you have a time machine, you're not really doing anything about it anyway.
Yeah, but she also got through to her too. There was a moment where they kind of seemed to connect before.
True, because
Yeah.
Kawasa says, Mouse has given me an opportunity to do something that you never would do for us.
Yeah.
And Maya realizes that, hey, I thought I was supposed to protect a new totem person. Maybe that's not Zari. Maybe that's
Maybe
you.
it's you. And then she was like, "Oh, you're protecting me," and kind of seemed to reach
Yeah.
her a little bit.
Until Nate
So.
came in and froze her again.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Way to go, Nate!
Oh,
yeah.
Buns of steel, brains of mush.
Yeah. God, that's awesome. CSB Lou brings up a good point that she hopes that Swamp Thing is the Earth totem holder. That would be interesting.
Oh,
We can
Man.
only hope.
Oh,
don't you tease?
We love Swamp Thing.
you got it.
Give me
If
some
that's the
Swamp
case.
Thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the case, then I'd want to see Constantine brought back for that episode too.
And I would want to
True.
see, because I know she also brought up a fact of the DC Dark, like maybe we could get Constantine, Zatanna, Swamp Thing, Enterkin. I
Zatanna.
mean, it's like
Zatanna would work so
Yeah.
well in the CW
exactly.
world. Zatanna's like, I'm almost waiting for her. I was actually almost wondering if at the end of this, Zatanna was going to turn out to be the girl who was possessed until we found out it was Nordic.
Yeah.
Well, one person we do know joining the Legends is going to be good old Wally West, Kid Flash.
Yeah.
Will be joining the team next episode.
Nice. I'm glad because he needs to get off on his own a little bit because he wasn't really used that well in Flash.
Yeah, that's the thing is Wally's such a great character, and then Kenyon is really adorable at playing this. He's got the got the cute little smile and the
Yeah.
personality. He just was never able to really show it on the Flash because they had too many characters. And Legends, now that we need an engineer, and I had even said Wally's like the perfect replacement then because he's an engineer too. So why not?
When's he joining us? Do
Next
we know?
episode.
Next episode?
Yeah, Rip Hunter's going to bring him in.
And next episode is kind of a is a time loop episode.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure it was meant to be shown probably more around Groundhog's Day, but
Yes.
Yeah.
they got pushed. They got pushed to another time. So I'm looking forward to that one to see
No,
what they do. with
that'll
it.
be that will be really cool, and plus I think it's an opportunity for him to get out underneath Barry's shadow because I feel
Yeah.
like that probably casts a rather large shadow.
Mm-hmm,
So to be his own man, kind of set his own agenda.
and a speedster on the team, which is great.
Finally,
Yeah.
where was that last season?
Yeah, when we really needed a speedster.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know this is a short but sweet episode. Don't worry, we're going to get back to our usual length next week.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, folks, thanks for watching. Thanks for hopping in the chat. Appreciate your patience while we got the show on a little bit tardy. But as always, you can like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and again, thanks for hopping in the chat. But if you want to continue the conversation with us, even after we're off, Lacretia, where can they find you?
Hey guys, since I'm Lacretia Lyon, you can always find me at LACRETIALYON anywhere on the internet since there is only one, and subscribe to my podcast, Mrs. Brightside. It's on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, pretty well a lot of podcast apps, and it will have some familiar voices from AfterBuzz TV. Hopefully Frank and Lex, because I've heard you guys have spoken, and I'm going to get Dave in there too. So yeah, every Tuesday, new episode. Cool.
And you can find me at mrdavchild or davechild.com. I'm probably going to do a podcast of my own sometime soon if I could get off my butt and out of my car that's running out of batteries. But you can find me at all those places. I'm Dave Child. I love you.
I'm genuinely fearful that I can't think of everything that I'm good luck on the bright side about. So it's gonna take a long time for me to figure that out.
Yeah, you got a lot of beef. Not
got
a lot of
beef.
right side
No.
behind that
Nope.
beef.
Nope, not at all. But in the meantime, though, folks, if you think there's something that I could be bright about, why not tweet me? Sure.
Yeah, tweet Frank.
Yes. At HappyGoJackie, or follow me on Instagram at HappyGoJackie as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we love you. We've missed you.
We love you.
And we'll be back here next week with Lex, Michael, in tow on another episode of the Legends of Tomorrow After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV.
Swamp off.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Swamp
I
off.
love that thing.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.